Actually, Viking spinners were women. Viking men were off visiting the neighbors and very seldom home. I've made a bunch of Viking spindle reproductions. They were copied from those that were found in Viking women's graves. When the Viking woman died, in the afterlife, she still needed her spinning tools. When we look at the Viking spindle and textile finds, we find quite a few Viking spindle sticks. The one that is absolutely my favorite is one from the 800s CE that was found intact with its soapstone whorl on it. It also had this V-shaped knock in the stick, lovely spinner, and it is especially my favorite used in conjunction with the distaffs that were found with it, of their hand distaffs. We'll get back to those in a minute. The Vikings both spun with the whorl on the top, and they spun with weights on the bottom. We know that by looking for compression marks. One of the headaches of a find is it's been in the grave a really long time. So the question is, if both ends are damaged, which way did they use it? The other thing that might happen to them, if you have somebody who breaks a tip off, may have gotten their Viking knife out and trimmed it down to keep spinning. When you have a separate whorl that is very close to the stick, it spins and spins and spins with a lot of revolutions, and that's what's lovely about the Oseberg spindle. It means that you can spin really fine yarn because you need a lot of twist right away for thin yarns. With hands, you're going to roll it and snap it off a thumb. And there's only so many revolutions you'll get from rolling it down your thumb, and you want to grab the thin part because you can roll it more revolutions when it goes down your thumb. But if you roll it down your thigh, you have a lot more distance to get those revolutions in. It spins longer, like so. The distaffs are fascinating, and they are the type, it looks like a stick, but of course the anatomy of a good distaff means that there has to be a place to tie down the ribbon to hold the fibers in place on a stick. The wool basically is going to go with its longest length this way. So I've taken a wool bat and I have oriented it so it's this way. And the dressing of this distaff is quite simple. You are going to get it fairly close to the top, and you're simply going to roll it on. It doesn't have to be tightly wrapped. You do a lark's head, go around, tighten it, spiral down the fiber. This is to hold it in place while you're spinning from the bottom of it. How far down you go is personal preference. You're going to have to test that out. And you'll half hitch to finish off the end of the ribbon. And now it's ready to spin, and they're quite interesting because they're so small. When you spin, you're going to spin from the bottom. Remember to keep revolving. And you're also able to use the hand holding the distaff as part of the control of fibers between your two hands. Spread this out and get your hand under it, and take the leader from your spindle, lay it on top of this feathered out fiber, spin.